Uh, I really congratulate you for having reached this day. But yes, I've liked your articulation. You are really positive towards the minimum wage, as I mentioned. But to me, my concern is government should not be actually, as a technical person in that ministry, you should be aware of the danger or of our, I will call it the enemy of AI in place. So
Artificial intelligence.
yes, as you try to bite to do whatever you can to see that people get employed, and don't forget, globalization is here, artificial intelligence is here. So the youth and the people you're trying to employ, the confusion you see, that doesn't happen without the effect of the trends.
Is the technology becoming a problem for the Ugandan worker?
So
Are
government should be
we
aware.
seeing the Ugandan worker being replaced because it's just on a supersonic speed? Do you look at it as a problem or probably as a stepping stone?
Technology is not a problem for the Ugandan worker, most especially in the civil service, because we still have a digital divide. Not all our population is at the same level of exposure to tech. How for the enabler the technology, that's okay. And for those who are savvy, and which are not too many of them, it's not a very big population that is very IT savvy and are moving into the first world. They don't have an impact, especially on the civil service at large. And I'm being specific about the civil service. I am not talking about the entire labor force. In the civil service, technology is not taking over our jobs. It is an enabler. We have a very fast-growing population, um, and we also have a very big civil service, which is over 400,000. And what technology is doing is helping us manage our human resources. Without having IT managing the payroll, the pensions, the data, and various services, would actually be inefficient. But we're trying to promote it, to quicken our services, to reach the hubs, to reach areas, and have as many of our clients accessing it. Fortunately, we are still in a cultural setup that allows for one interface. That even where you find someone who is not IT savvy or who doesn't know how to use the technology, there'll always be someone at hand to help you navigate.
Okay.
Not in internet cafes, but also at circles, at mobile money outlets, agent banking. They will help you navigate. So we don't have a problem.
Okay. As PS, Minister of Public Service, what is your feeling, the fact that more than 400,000 or maybe 500,000 are going to graduate every year with certificates, diplomas, and degrees, but only maybe about 90,000 can find jobs? That is a time bomb for Uganda, isn't it?
You may say so, depending on what we are doing about it, but government right now is promoting industrialization, skilling, and also export of labor.
Okay. And the
To
export
deal with that,
and the export of labor is where Mr. Kayonde here is an expert, because he speaks for the migrant worker, and he thinks the migrant worker has actually been neglected.
that I would leave for the Ministry of Gender and Labor because they deal directly with it. But I was speaking generally about the solutions that government is providing for us now.
How about the complaints we hear when it comes to public service delivery? that is ineffective. You know, you will here and there allegations of abuse and
aga
corruption
amaalo
in
g'e
public
Uganda
offices,
n'omululu gwe muyina,
absenteeism of
that
teachers and
greediness baleetera
doctors.
okugujubaniira buli
And some
kimu ye
claims,
baleetera
by the way,
okubuguutanira mu contract nga ziggwako,
the inspectorate
n'otuuka ebweru
in the Ministry of
contract
Education, the
ogigumiikiriza ogikoze
inspectorate
oyise mu
division,
bugubi, naye n'otuuka ku
seems
last
to
moment
be
n'otuuka
wobbly.
okubuguutana nga yafumbirwa ayitiridde, bw'ojja nti emyaka egy'okufumbirwa bwe gyaliwo wali tolaba. Please, nze nja kubabuulira because muba temusobola kuwulira bino bigambo, teri mulala ajja bibagamba. Ate mulina omuntu omu mu ggwanga lino Uganda asobola okubyogera yenze gwe mutasasula, anti byeyogerera kasaabuuko ng'omulwadde ayeewola olubugo, kubanga nkimanyi enkeera bagenda kubika. Babike emirambo gye gimu gye tubadde tubuulirira. Kati muli wano owuli awo owuliriza omusajja baba avuma, omusajja ayogedde, wabula ayogedde okyusizzaamu ki mu bye njogedde, okuggyako okusigala n'aga amaalo. Muyina amaalo, omuntu yenna abigitirira mu contract ye atandika okujwaba mbu mbonaabona ng'eggwako, obeera n'amaalo, obeera mukazi mukopi, muyina amaalo. Maalo kati obuguutana ojja osamaalirire ku bye wasobodde okukolawo e Uganda, kyekikubigiitanya ojja obeeragireko. Atabibalangira tabasobola. Kiwuli kati kibabeeremu, nze mbabuulidde nga taata wammwe mujja kwedda.
Well, first and foremost, we do not have a problem with an alternative of migration or labor migration. When government embraced it, it gave it a regulation, the first one of 2005. It showed us a good indicator that maybe they have got an alternative where they cannot provide. But unfortunately, you find that even after trying to come up with such policies, they do not try to mean that business. You ask me how? Well, the tendency of continuing to send off and exciting Ugandans, even those who have the little they can survive on here, have been excited in that line to leave this country to only end up in the hands of slave masters, and government has not put enough mechanisms in place to
say
follow.
You are the voice of the migrant worker. I mean, how are they prepared before they leave for the cultural shock, for the technology, for the language? They need to be prepared. Sometimes they go there. Somebody lives in Nakasongola, they have never seen, maybe technology. And they land in Riyadh, in Jeddah, and everything is different. Have you prepared them?
True, that has been the song from day one when we came out and advocated calling for these trainings and the orientations before workers leave. And indeed, the government came up with such programs of training. But you ask me, are they effective, or they came up with their own arrangement after our proposal? They came up with a different arrangement which teaches actually an ideal picture and doesn't bring out the real stuff on the ground.
Okay.
Something that affects the migrants.
Let me go back to Catherine Bitarakwate, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Public Service, and I'll be asking for you to give us your concluding remark in regard to on this Labor Day Eve.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay. My concluding remark is that as Ugandans, we need to embrace innovation. We need to support government, especially in all the programs it is putting out to enable people get into the money economy for those who are not, to enable us to compete regionally and internationally. So the youth need to look towards using their academic skills to create jobs and use the resources that we have, as well as compete with the regional and international markets. Thank you.
Catherine Bitarakwate, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, I want to thank you so much for having given us your time, for having added value to this platform, and of course for us to have the PS. It's not something very we can easily get, so we're grateful for the time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was Catherine Bitarakwate. And so what's going to be your concluding remark, Abdallah?
To me, I have two messages to the audience that is listening in. First, one goes to the migrant workers. We urge the solidarity of migrant workers that denied protection. Our struggle for justice continues. In that sense, where we are being denied rights, we are denied whatever we may be seeking for, even when we are determined to go. We will not be silenced until our rights are respected. And the time is now for us to start and seek for this change on this Labor Day. Then the message to government, we want to tell government that we are not disabled labor. We are not disposable labor. We are human beings deserving of dignity and rights. The international community also must know that we face off challenges wherever we are destined, which is our right. Therefore, it must come up and also watch whatever outcries we are putting out, and they try to also galvanize and compel states to observe our rights wherever we go, because there are those who come to Uganda and suffer from here, and there are those who move out of Uganda. So as a voice, we really equally consider both outcries and call on the international community to look into that. And also, we also call upon the sending states of migrants, especially from the global south, the developing states to other states, to consider putting up social welfare arrangements, policies that enable to give their nationals who actually return home and get a hard landing. It is a one way to create a soft landing if you create these programs and initiate them right from your countries of origin, such that those who go really have appetite to come back and they get attracted to continue going to work and they bring in remittances for you. I wish you a happy Labor Day.
Abdallah Kayonde, CEO, Migrant Workers Voice, thank you so much. Catherine Bitarakwate, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, thank you. Simon Kahiru from Coca-Cola Beverages Africa, we thank you. And earlier we also had Habatulu Suwata from Uganda Medical Association. We also thank him. But most of all, you, the listener, I want to thank you for the privilege of your company. Good night and God bless Uganda.